Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, y'all. Today is May Day, May 1st, 2023. It is 5, 1, 2, 3. Ready, set, go, guys. We are not out of nothing yet. Everything is now live. Guys, prepare. Let's start today off with a blessing. Dear universe, dear creator, dear spirit guides, please give us, the collective, a blessing for this Monday, May 1st, 2023. A blessing just for us. Oh, okay, come on. We got the same one from Friday. Let's give us a blessing. Here it is. Okay. We get the Om Shanti Peace blessing. Happy Monday. Happy first day of May. The universe wants you to open your hearts and minds. Receive this blessing. Om Shanti. Blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears infinite. Namaste. Let me read this blessing one more time. The Om Shanti Peace Blessing. Om Shanti. Blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears infinite. Namaste. All right, y'all. My first question today is from Cindy C. Cindy wants to know, there were 3 boys who threw rocks off of a Denver overpass, striking and killing a young woman. Cindy wants to know, what do I see in these boys' energy? 3 boys threw rocks off an overpass, killing a young woman, taking pictures of the wreckage of her car as she died. These 3 boys were arrested. Cindy wants to know what I see in their energy. Tarot, please tell me, what was the motive of these boys? Why did they do this terrible thing? Oh, the first thing that I'm getting is that, number one, this wasn't even an original thought. These boys were watching videos. And decided that they could do the same thing, throwing rocks off of an overpass just to see what would happen. That is what their energy was going into it. And I want to say that all of the boys did not have the same mindset. You had 2 of these boys, who knew exactly what was going to happen. The 3rd boy, the gullible one, the one that they got to throw the rock, the one who threw the rock that killed the woman, the boy who didn't want to do this in the first place, who was a follower. This boy went with them to prove that he was one of them. And they forced him to throw the first rock, the rock that killed this woman. It wasn't the first rock. But he threw the rock that smashed through this woman's windshield, causing her to veer off the road and lose her life. And these boys stood there, took pictures, climbed off the bridge, got as close as they could, made recordings. The boy who threw the rock, all of the boys are in custody. The boy who threw the rock, we're going to discuss we're going to discuss him first. The first card we get is the Page of Cups. This is youth. Now, we always call this the stinky fish, but this is, in essence, this card is signifying youth. Okay? And this also signifies emotion and wealth. A wealth of emotion, you might say. And the boy who is responsible for this woman's death is in his emotions. He understands what he's done now. In front of him, he's got death. What he's caused. Behind him, he's got the tower. This boy's life is over. It's over before it ever started. This boy is going to spend the fat part of his life in prison for manslaughter, for first degree premeditated murder that is going to be bargained down to voluntary manslaughter. Okay? These boys are going to get a reduction in charge from first degree premeditated murder. They are going to get their charge reduced to intentional manslaughter, knowingly killing somebody, knowingly doing something that could result in the death of another person. There's going to be a lot of information that is going to come out of the investigation and the testimony of this boy and the other two boys. Okay? I want you guys to understand that even though this person was old enough to know that what he was doing was likely going to result in somebody getting seriously injured or causing a pileup. And that's what they wanted. These boys wanted to see a major accident. They wanted to see a truck jackknife. They wanted to see a massive multi-car pileup. And that's not what they got. What they got, this young man is never going to be able to, every time he closes his eyes, he is going to see exactly what he did. This is going to change him internally. Yes, he is going to spend a lot of time in prison, but he is going to change a lot of things about him as well. Let me see. So, and I need to say this. All three of these boys, these weren't boys that came from impoverished homes. These were not boys who came from broken families. These were entitled boys, boys that had plenty of money, boys that didn't miss no meals, boys who both parents are in the house. All three of them, boys who come from decent, upstanding families. This is what idle hands and idle minds do. This is what happens when children have no structure, when there's no parental guidance, when parents throw electronics at children and then allow the electronics to program the children. Okay? These boys, this particular boy, the one that is responsible for the rock that went through this woman's windshield. The one thing that I can say about him, Cindy, is that he is actually remorseful. And every time, every opportunity that arises for him to apologize, he will. The other two boys, you will see their true nature. You will see the entitlement. You'll see it in their eyes. You'll see their heart shine through their facade. Oh, they'll look sad because they're arrested. But you'll see that they have no remorse, none, for what they've done. All right, there you go, Cindy. There you go. All right, my next question is from, oh no, there's a second part of this question from Cindy. Cindy wants to know, how are their mothers feeling? Cindy, disappointment. There's a lot of care but there's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of sadness. But then again, you have, and I want to say, this is not all the parents, but at least one of the parents who the child, and this is one of the children who, you know, who is completely is nonplussed about what he's done. His mother is upset that her child is not being treated with kid gloves, that her child is not being let go, given a slap on the wrist. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree in that instance. And you will see the entitlement. You will see the disgustingness. And you will see that this child is a product of his environment. All of these children are. But one child will show no remorse. His mother shows no remorse. In fact, points the finger at everybody else except for her son for what happened. The other boy, the boy who was taking responsibility for what he did, his mother is disappointed, sad, hurt, because this is her baby. And she didn't raise him that way. The third boy, the mother is disappointed. But this child as well is not accepting responsibility for himself or for his actions. Again, all three of these children are products of their environment. What goes on in the house, and that includes what you give your children. Okay? What you give your children to fill their time. Talk to your children. Talk to them. Include them. Get them away from electronics. Go fishing. Go for a walk. Go camping. Leave the phones at home. Leave the video games at home. We are going to see more and more and more horrible acts being done by children out of boredom, out of being programmed. And I have to say this, when those children are sitting there, whether they're just with their thumbs or with the Oculus, they are being programmed. If your children or grandchildren or nephews or nieces are playing Grand Theft Auto for hours on end, killing people, driving, stealing cars, this is programming. Don't be surprised if one day you get a call from the police saying that your child, grandchild, niece, or nephew has just acted out a scene from the doggone video game. All right? This is real. All right. My next question is from Tanya. Tanya wants to know, was Cleopatra a black woman? Was Cleopatra black? Yes, Tanya, Cleopatra was black. And I can tell you Cleopatra was black because every picture in Egypt that the people who painted of her is of a black woman. Okay? The art does not lie. People do. People who lived in Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. It doesn't matter where in Africa it is. It is in Africa. Africa is full to the brim with black people. Okay? Now, there are other people who have moved into Africa. There are a lot of people who moved into Egypt, especially conquering and taking over and stealing her artifacts, gold, and antiquities. The cradle of civilization. Cleopatra was black. We can ask Taro. Taro, please tell us, was Cleopatra a woman of color? Yep. Yes. Cleopatra was a woman of color. There you go. There's all your yeses. Cleopatra was a woman of color, just like the pictures depict her. on all those hieroglyphs and all those paintings in Kemet, in ancient Kemet. All right. My next question is from Rose Blue. Will Governor Abbott leave office in the spring of 2024? Will Governor Abbott leave office in the spring of 2024? Yes or no, Tarot? Will Governor Abbott? First card out is the Sun. That is a yes. Rose Blue. I am so happy you got your. But here's the thing. By the spring of 2024, I'm gonna put it this way: Abbott's gonna leave, but it might be toes up, looking at the roof of the church. There you go, Rose Blue. Yes. However he leaves, there is definitely an ending for Governor Abbott. And again, I am going to say this is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, guys? Because I don't want these folks coming after me. All right. But yes, Rose Blue, Governor Abbott, one way or another, is going to be out of there by the spring of 2024. Okay. My next question is from Beautiful Girl. Mamie Till, Emmett Till's mother, chose to have an open coffin funeral for her son because she wanted the world to see what these men had done to her baby. She wanted the world to see what was left of his face when adult men tortured, brutalized, and murdered a young boy for the made-up crime of whistling or talking or looking at a white woman. Beautiful Girl's question is, with all of these people, all of these mothers and fathers who are losing their babies to gun violence today, will any of these parents reach back to Mamie Till's courage and have an open casket funeral for their child who has died of gun violence, to prove a point to America that gun violence is a problem? Will any mother or father of any child who dies from gun violence have an open casket to show what is being done to children? Guys, what came out is this big old heartbreak card. We got a lot of people who are so afraid, and it's not just fear. No, and we can't just say we can't expect people who are going through the most terrible part of their life. You are burying your child. You are burying your baby. Something that came through you. Something that is supposed to outlive you. Someone who is supposed to be there so that you can see them grow and thrive. And here you are, putting your baby in a casket. Putting your baby in the ground. Yes, beautiful girl. Someone will. But it's going to be, and I'm going to have to say it like that, someone. It is going to be one family, because the majority of the people can't even think about that. They are grieving the loss of their child. They are not trying to make a statement for the rest of the world to see. But there is going to be one mother, and this is a mother, and this mother has not, this child's death has not happened yet. But there is one mother who is going to make sure that the whole world sees what gun violence did to her baby. Yes, and it's going to cause a whole lot of fighting. People are going to say, you don't have the right to do this. And she is going to stand there and fight back at them and say, I have absolutely every right to show what your lack of protection has done to my child. Look at his face. Look at his body. This is what you have allowed to happen to the children of the United States. Yes, beautiful girl, there is one mother out there who will fight the system and have an open casket funeral for her child for the whole world to see, and she's going to have to fight to justify her decision for doing it. There you go. Okay, beautiful girl's next question. According to Variety, Ruha Ignatova is getting her own TV show. Beautiful girl wants to know, is she still alive? And where's the $4 billion? And I didn't look up Ruha Ignatova, so I have no idea who this woman is or what she has done, but obviously she took $4 million from somebody. So let's ask Tarot. Tarot, please tell us. Number one, is Ruha Ignatova going to actually get her own television show? Yes or no? Is Ruha Ignatova going to get her own television show? Yep. Yes, she is. All right. She is going to get a television show. Yes, but it's not going to be long-lived. Okay? That's the first part of it. And I mean, it's going to be really short. Like, she's going to, like, maybe her opening show is going to be a flop. But here's the second question. Is she still, is the real Ruha Ignatova still alive? Is the real Ruha Ignatova still alive? And guys, look at the card that jumped out. We got a Ten of Swords that jumped out. We're going to leave that out. That's important. And I said the real Ruha Ignatova. I don't know why I said that. But oh my goodness. Is the real Ruha Ignatova still alive? Okay. All right. Now I got a whole big fat no, okay? I got a big fat no. Now, hold on. Tarot, please tell us, is the Ruha Ignatova that is going to be getting a show, is this an imposter? Is this a body double? Is this someone pretending to be Ruha Ignatova? This is crazy. I don't know who this person is. First card we got 2 yeses already. 3 yeses. Okay. All right, beautiful girl. I do not know who Ruha Ignatova is, but thank you for asking this question because this is crazy. So, Tarot is saying that this person who is getting her own show that is Ruha Ignatova is an imposter. Impostore. Okay? This is not the real person. This is a bait and switch. They have got somebody that looks like this person, sounds like this person, behaves like this person, body double, cloning, whatever you want to call it. Not the real thing. Okay? Again, I have absolutely no idea who this woman is, what she does, what she did. Okay, last part of this question. What happened to the $4 billion? $4 billion with a B. Okay, what happened to the $4 billion the real Ruha Ignatova skeeted off with? What happened to that money? Oh my goodness. We got Death, the Crossroads, the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles. And then she shows up. But we have Death. We have Death with this. Okay. Whatever she did with that money. Somebody else has that money, number one. She died because of that money. That $4 billion was what caused her to become eliminated. We get this heartbreak card again. Again, for entertainment purposes only, guys. Again, I have no idea who this woman is. I am just reading you the cards that Tarot is showing me. Okay? Before her death, she was trying to get away. But somebody was chasing her. They were making sure that whatever she did, she was not going to get away with it. All that money has been transferred to someone else. It was taken by force. And whatever happened to her was a direct result of that. So she was murdered behind that $4 million. If she stole it, I don't know, but her having it was the reason for her not becoming unalived. Okay, again, for entertainment purposes only. There you go, beautiful girl. All right. Beautiful girl would like me to go deeper on the Supreme Court justices because on Friday we had got some devastating news that one of our liberal justices is sick and may be leaving the court. So I'm going to do a deep dive on each of the liberal females on the court, and we will start with Elena Kagan. Okay, Tarot, Universe, Creator, Spirit Guides. Please give us a overview of Elena Kagan. Give us an overview of Elena Kagan. Here we go. First card, Queen of Pentacles inverted. Interesting. All right, guys. Just listen. Don't shoot the messenger. Just listen. Okay. Elena Kagan shows up as the Queen of Pentacles inverted. And since y'all know I don't do reverses, let's see what this says. The Queen of Pentacles inverted is evil, fear, suspicion, and mistrust. So I'm going to say that Elena Kagan, presents as being suspicious of people on the court, suspicious of the court, highly suspicious. The second card she gets is the Seven of Wands. She is fighting off. This is fighting outward, not inwardly fighting. So this is self-preservation. She is fighting attacks. People are attacking her and she's having to defend herself. Guys, this might be the GOP that she is having to fight in her own, in what's happening in her own, in front of her. Below her, she gets the Nine of Cups. The little emperor who is protecting their assets. She is feeling like she is in protective mode. She is having to be careful of what she says. She has to be careful of what she does. It might be that all of these justices might be under the microscope. What's chasing her is the Five of Swords. She has a fear of losing respect, of losing followers, of losing respect, she is afraid of losing support. There's the word. Oh my goodness, guys. And I said this before. Do not hero worship people. When you put people in a position to where the rules don't apply to them, somebody's going to find the number. Somebody's going to sweetheart them. Somebody's going to talk them literally out of their drawers. So if you hear something about our liberal justices being given gifts and they accepted them, don't bat an eye. Like I've told y'all, do not, just because these people have Democrat behind their name does not make them any kind of a saint. Every one of these people are people. Every one of them has a number. So please do not hero worship nobody. Okay? And these people are only judges because one president said, hey, I like you. You're my friend. I'm going to give you a job that's going to make you so powerful for the rest of your life. Understand, becoming a Supreme Court justice is a gift. It is a gift laid out on a platter. One guy who is the president gets to reach out of all of his friends and say, I choose you to be a Supreme Court justice. All you got to do is make it through the Senate. and you are a made man or woman, understand, none of these people ran for this office. These people were given this office, appointed to this office by another human being for their own reasons. So every single Supreme Court justice was put on the court at the whim of a president for that president's own agenda. Okay? Just remember that. So while we're talking about these women, we gonna be honest about these women. And some of our liberal judges have already taken the bribe, okay? What we've got now above Elena Kagan's head in the future is the Hermit. This is a treason card. This is the light illuminating. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out about gifts that these people have received. And guys, this is one of the things. Elena Kagan received the gifts. Yes, she did. She took the bait. She took the vacation. She took the trip. She took something. Okay? The final outcome for Elena Kagan is the Knight of Pentacles, standing strong in one's conviction. I feel like she's going to be honest about what she's done, but she's going to be under the microscope, and she is afraid that people are going to look at her differently once they find out that she has been sweethearted, that she has been lobbied, and that she took the money. All right. Next one, Sotomayor. Can't remember what I think her first name is Sonia. Sonia Sotomayor. Second deep dive. Tarot, please tell us. What can you tell us about Sonia Sotomayor? Okay. Sonia Sotomayor. She gets, oh my goodness. She gets the star. And guys, oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to read them because I ain't going to hide nothing from you. And on Friday, we got the news that a Supreme Court justice was sick. And I think Tarot just narrowed it down to who our sick Supreme Court justice is. And it is Sonia Sotomayor. The first card that she gets is the Star. Okay? She gets the Star of Good Hope. Her putting everything forward. What's chasing her is the Ten of Swords. Death, being stabbed in the back. But guys, on this, because of the cards that I have, I feel like Justice Sonia Sotomayor is going to be the justice that is going to leave the court. And this is going to be very sad. This is Joe Biden right here. This is going to make Biden extremely sad. This is going to be sad for the whole country. But it's going to kind of light a fire to get some more Supreme Court justices confirmed. This is going to, when Sonia Sotomayor leaves the court, when it becomes evident that she's going to have to leave the court, it's going to light a fire in the White House and in the Senate, especially when it comes to getting rid of stagnant people who are standing in the way of progress. And I can't think of her name right now. California senator who has been sick, who can't show up to vote. This is going to, when Sonia Sotomayor has to leave the court, and it's going to be abrupt. It's going to be illness, and it's going to be abrupt. It's going to come out of thin air, but it's going to light a fire for us to get things done and for other people to step down and step out of the way of forward progress. Okay? And then the final outcome, we get the Three of Cups. And this is just symbolizing our three female liberal justices on the court. This is just a symbolization of them. But this is what's hanging over her head, is the Five of Cups, loss. So, guys, if we're going to lose a justice this year, one of our liberal justices, it may very well be Sonia Sotomayor. Okay. My next deep dive is on Ketanji Brown Jackson. Tarot, please tell us all you can about Ketanji Brown Jackson. Tell us all you can about Ketanji Brown Jackson. The card that jumped out and flipped over is the World. Tell us what you can about Ketanji Brown Jackson. She gets the sun coming out. Now, she's the freshman, new kid on the block. So she hasn't been corrupted yet, but they're working on her already. All right, they are already working on her, and I need you to I need y'all to understand this. I'm gonna show you the card that's saying that. So here she is. Here's Ketanji Brown Jackson. She is presenting as the sun, the new kid on the block, bright, shiny future. The world is at her fingertips. She is also worried about losing support, about losing favor, about people walking away from her. She is being courted big time by the ultra rich, wanting her to, just give a little credence to this or that, or not vote on this. And this is not about voting for or against something. These people are being asked not to vote for things. She gets the spy in the camp. And guys, I want to say that this may be Ketanji Brown Jackson. She is going to be the spy in the camp. She is going to be the one that says, nope, I don't want your money. Nope, I don't want your bribes. And when I see bad stuff happening, I'm going to report it. This is why she's worried. Okay, because she has already decided she is not going to be the person to allow cover-ups for other folks. When she sees it happen, she's writing reports. But she is afraid that people aren't going to be friendly towards her because she's not down with the corruption. So here we go. We got the Three of Swords. And this is a telling again, because this one is going hand in hand with the Three of Cups, with the three women dancing, okay? This is the heartbreak. And unfortunately, y'all, all three of our Democratic justices are being put in a position of treachery. All three of them are facing their own, I want to just say, personal hell just by being in the building. We're going to see some things coming out of the Supreme Court that we never thought we would see in our lifetime ever. We're going to see the treachery, the treason, and this is not because of the women, but this is what is going to be divulged. There is going to be movement on the court. We already talked about that. So again, Tarot is kind of confirming that there is going to be someone leaving the court, and that person leaving is going to be a female. All right, y'all. There you go. Beautiful girl. There's the deep dive on all three of our liberal justices. All right. My next question is from Sharon Y. Sharon wants to know, William Shatner's wife died, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Sharon wants to know, did William Shatner have any involvement in his wife's death? Did William Shatner have any involvement in his wife's death? For entertainment purposes only. Okay, here we go. Did William Shatner have any, his wife drowned, and the death card shows up. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we got water. We've got lots of water in this. Okay. I think we got judgment. And I want to say that people have been thinking, judging William Shatner about how his wife died. And we get the star. And guys, we get death as well. Now, this is not a yes, William Shatner killed his wife. This is a yes, William Shatner might have been present may have tried to rescue her when she drowned or was drowning. Okay, I don't know the story, but I'm going to say he may have been present when she drowned, but he did not drown her. Okay? We get the Eight of Swords, the tied and bound. This is his emotional state. He is torn up, restricted. He doesn't talk about this much because it's like he couldn't save her. And that's how I'm getting it. And how he feels like he should have been able to save her, but he was not able to save her. And it's sad for him. But he was there when it happened. I want to say he was there when it happened. There may have been some bad thing going on when the drowning happened. But he didn't. He tried. He did what he could to try to save her. I want to say that. I hope I'm correct about this. But I'm going to say that no, he didn't unalive her. If anything, he tried to rescue her. All right. There you go. Again, don't know anything about the circumstances or surrounding. So there you go. My next question is also from Sharon Y. Sharon says, I notice a lot of couples look alike. Is there a reason, a mystical reason, that people in relationships tend to favor each other? And this is an outstanding question. And guys, I want you to look at this because this is something that happens in nature. Okay? And I notice it more people and their dogs, that people, or their animals in general, that people and their animals favor each other. That's what I noticed. And I have noticed that people kind of look, like their spouses. I know for a long time, when my wife and I, years ago, probably still now, if people talk to one of us on the phone, but I know in the past that just from being around each other, our voices start to sound alike. People call on the phone and wouldn't know if it was her or if it was me, and have to ask, who am I talking to? So, we start to favor each other. We start to sound like each other. We pick up each other's nonverbal cues, facial. We do. But here we go. Why do people, is there a mystical reason that people tend to start favoring people that we're in relationships or really close to? And I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say on a whole bunch of levels. Because when we're vibing with somebody, and just like I said, we start to share things about ourselves. We start to share, like I was saying, I'll talk about my wife and I again. In antiquity, when we first got together, we were both singers. We both into music, but we both sang. And one could be singing a song at the opposite end of the house, completely out of earshot, and the other would start singing the exact song in the exact same place. That happened to us so much. Back then, same thoughts, but the singing songs, always, we would start singing the same song at the same time. Like we had the same thoughts going through our head. And people, when you are close to each other, when you are in that space, in that energy, yes, you will start to share aspects of yourself. Other people who you are close to that way will absorb those aspects of you, and it will start to become a part of them. And you see it in families. You see families who all of the children look like they came from one sperm and one egg. everybody. And I'll talk about my daughter-in-law's family. Okay, redhead, beautiful redhead, but I didn't know some of them had dark hair. But all of the ones who have red hair, they look like the same person, especially the girls. The shape of the face, the color of the hair, the shape of the eyes. They just all, you look at any of those children and you know what family they come from. So, Sharon, yes, genetics doesn't have anything to do with married people looking like each other. But when we spend a lot of time, a lot of our energy with a certain person or an animal, we share aspects of ourselves that can physically show on our aura that are aspects of someone else. Like we always tell people, oh, you have your dad's eyes. Oh, you have your mom's smile. Aspects of those things are genetically passed on. But if you stay with a person long enough, your smiles might become similar. The way that you have expressions or use your hands or even move may mimic something that you've adopted from that other person. There you go. There you go. All right. My next question from Sharon is, was Jack the Ripper, going back into antiquity now, was Jack the Ripper ever arrested or questioned, or did the British police ever have Jack the Ripper in custody and not know it, not know that they actually had the murderer or were speaking to him? Was Jack the Ripper ever taken into custody, questioned, or detained by British police while he was killing people? Yes or no, Tara, please. Yes. Yes, he was. Yes. And I kind of feel like they know that they had him. And it might have been right at the beginning, right when he had just killed maybe two or three people, 2 or 3 women. Because remember, he was in a part of I believe it was London, where it was frequented by not only ladies of the evening, but these were just poor working women in general. So, I mean, he hid in corners. He accosted women. But he did this, his mindset was that of a repressed religious individual. He was doing this out of some need to try to rid the world of some type of evil that he thought that was his calling to do. But the answer to the question is yes. Yes, the police had him multiple times, more than once. They had him and they let him go because they didn't have any physical evidence. No physical evidence. He was always, the actual Jack the Ripper was always near the scene. And guys, I want to say this. He was a known person, an influential person of the day. He may have been a priest. Jack the Ripper. Oh, Jack the Ripper. No, it's not a may have been. Jack the Ripper was a priest. Jack the Ripper was a priest. There you go. There you go. All right. My next question is from Sachet. Sachet wants to know, how many humans are on Earth right now? How many humans are on Earth right now? We have exceeded 8 million people on this planet. 8 billion. 8 billion people on this planet. We have passed critical mass. There are more than 8 billion people on this planet right now. Shay. More than 8 billion. My last question, guys, is from Julia Jackson. This is a great question. If we chose our path on earth, why does it hurt so much when events come to pass, like losing people we love, losing friends, or when we change, when we change and then we lose friends, or people get mad at us because we are not how we used to be? Julia wants to know, if we choose our path on earth, why does it hurt so much when things happen in our lives? Okay, and I'm gonna just I don't know how this is gonna come out, so I'm just gonna start talking. Each and every one of us, prior to our birth, we did choose where we were, how we were going to reincarnate. We may have chosen our parents. We may have chosen to go through a horrible time. And it was a choice, knowing before we came that we were going to suffer greatly. Some people come to this earth knowing they won't make it out of infancy. They won't make it out of childhood. But that they're coming to this planet is to be a lesson to our family, a lesson to somebody who came in contact with us, a lesson for ourselves. We incarnate and reincarnate to learn, to live, to experience every aspect of the human condition. Okay? We have free will here. We are not told what to do. We are not expected. We're not like a cell in our body that has, and listen to this, because this might explain something for a lot of you. Inside of our body, we have all these cells. These cells are programmed to do one thing and one thing only. Those cells go through their whole life cycle only doing the one thing that they were coded and programmed to do. When we come to this realm of existence, we get to break out of being that little atom, being that little cell. And we don't have to just do what we are programmed to do. We have the choice to evolve and become anything we desire. We can attain whatever we want. We are not stuck in one station. That is why we incarnate here. While we are learning these lessons, while we are going through the human condition, in nature there is no right and no wrong. Inside of us, we make right and wrong. In nature, there's only vibration and frequency. And if your vibration is low, it doesn't sustain life. Things are not good in a low vibration. In a low vibration, you have parasites, things that hurt you, suck the life out of you, grow and dwell in the low vibration. When the vibration rises, you get into where you can learn, assimilate, become. As your vibration and frequency rises, you get to see the levels of, I'll say, succession that we go through, the levels of growth and expansion that are available to us. But at every level, we have intrinsically the free will to stay where we are, to open ourselves up to elevate, or to close ourselves off and pretend like none of this is happening. Okay? We choose Earth to learn. We incarnate and reincarnate and reincarnate until we have a rounded sense of what it is to be a human. And some people do it over and over and over and over again. They keep reincarnating because something, a lesson, has not been learned, or a failure continues to be a failure in one's life. We are what we decide to be. We are the creators of our physical existence. We determine how our life is going to go. It is not by chance. It is how we channel and harness our vibration, how we are open to allowing that vibration to flow, not being closed off, opening ourselves up to receive, making sure that the energy that is us can flow in, around, and through us. We choose to be here. We also choose how our life is while we are here. So when things are taken from you, understand that that means that you are growing. When things are taken from your life, that means you no longer need them. Resist the urge to pick up trash. Resist the urge to pick up the things that you have already shed. Let them be where they are. Turn your face towards the sun. Leave the dead things dead. Don't keep running back to the problems that kept you low vibration. Let that go. Always face the sun. Always lift your chin up to receive blessings. Don't look down because you're pouring your blessings on the ground. Lift your head up. Receive so that the flow can flow through and around you. Okay? All right. I know I kind of rambled, but I hope that in that you understood why you're here and the choices that you have in your own life. All right, guys. Weather report for this week. We are going to be facing the most insane weather patterns we have ever experienced. May is the kickoff, okay? Hurricane season is going to start early. Prepare. If you live in Texas on the coast, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, be aware. There is going to be a lot of water events this month. You know, we've got that red tide, that horrible tide coming towards the shore as well. So prepare for water events that are going to be nasty. Prepare for wind events, hurricanes. Like I said, 2023 is wind. It is wind. So that's what, every month it's going to be strong straight line wind events that we're going to have to be dealing with. Prepare for it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Be prepared. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. Listen to your meteorologist. Please. I know I don't want y'all listening to the news, but I need y'all to listen to your meteorologist. So please pay attention. We are still in earthquake. We are still looking for a big one. Okay, just be prepared that there is one on the way. We also got some crazy this week. Oh my goodness. Later on this week, probably around Wednesday, we're going to have some big solar flares. Nothing we can do about the solar flares, but be aware, when we have these solar flares, your electronic devices may not work properly. So, be prepared for middle of the week. We may have some solar flares that may really wreak havoc on electronic devices. That's the internet. That's your GPS. Your phone may not work properly. Be aware of that, all right? And guys, beginning of the month, if you have had your sachet for 2 months, it's time for a new one. All right, we're still in Mercury retrograde. Psychic Tanya 9 at gmail.com. Get your new sachets for whatever you need them for, to bring that extra luck, protection, money, to help you with Mercury retrograde, or just to enhance your life in general. Psychic Tanya 9 at gmail.com. And you can sign up to get a reading there as well, guys. My $50 special is still going on. That's a 1-hour reading, a spray and a sachet, $50. Psychic Tanya 9 at gmail.com. I love you. I love you. Happy Monday. Namaste, y'all. Have a blessed, beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.